What's up, dum-dums? Welcome to another episode of Banter Blitz. I haven't used that joke in like 5 episodes. Where you challenge me to an exciting game of Blitz chess, and then we play a hopefully exciting game of Blitz chess. I will drink coffee and look wise and contemplate my next move and share all my grandmasterly insights about my next move, which 98% of the time will be something like, alright, let's make some random moves. Let's see what happens. Hope for the best. Okay, I'm gonna have to flag him. That's pretty much the show. Let's face it. So I am thrilled to do another one of those quickie today, because I only have an hour. But what an hour it shall be will. Let's play somebody. Probably. Oh no, this is still my test game. Do I have to abort it? Sorry, Claudia. You know it's not personal. Did I manage to abort? I would guess so. Alright, let's do this. So far so good. As always, I mainly try to click on random names. Then I change my mind every other day. Sometimes I think I should play guys I never played before. Sometimes I think I should crush you loyal dudes, so that you don't forget that all you deserve is the occasional crushing. Sometimes I think I should reward for the logicians who's challenged me like 18 hours ago. I don't know how stuff works, and please don't tell me, because I'm ignorant and proud of it. Which I think, yeah, this is called arrogance, right? Once you lose your curiosity, your intellectual curiosity, how to do things better, and say, don't bother. I don't know. We're playing for the logicians. What does that mean? For the logicians. What's a logician? Is that someone who's good at logic? I'm not sure if the Nimzo Indian is the most logical choice against the logicians, but bishop g5 allows me to grab a pawn. And you know there's one thing in the world that makes me happy for the logicians. It is taking other people's pawns. OPP. I believe there's a famous song about other people's pawns. The older viewers might remember that song, OPP. Yeah, you know me. Didn't I play something like this recently? I have a feeling we've seen a similar position on the board. What I'm hoping for is c takes d, queen a5 check. Don't tell for the logicians. Oh, you fell for it. Don't blunder that bishop. You should have gone bishop takes f6 first if you want to go cd4. So I believe after my cd, you should have played bishop f6, queen f6, then cd. Probably recapture this pawn on c4, and we will get some normal looking kind of position. Well, now it's game over already. I'm so sorry for the logicians. I'm not sorry. But this is the end. King d1 will not change the outcome. Even though I could, maybe, I like rubbing stuff in with like bishop d7. But nah, let's take whatever there is. Spills is asking a chess question. I want to play chess like Peter Svidler, but lately I've been playing like Lawrence Trent. Any suggestions? Is that like Jay-Z saying, honestly, I want to rap like common sense, but then I made $1 million and I haven't been rapping like common sense? No, it's probably not like that at all, right? So you are saying that you are not happy reaching the level of a Lawrence Trent, one of the strongest international masters Essex has ever produced. I am not sure. To me, that sounds like a goal that we should, not all, but that is nothing to be sneezed at. How's Lawrence doing? Didn't he win a bunch of games in the British thingy? I don't know things. I'm pretty sure he has a plus score in his tournament. Well, Peter Svidler probably has a minus score in his tournament, no? -1. Well, Lawrence, last time I checked, had 3.5 out of 6. So I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're probably just trying to get me to say bad things. Not gonna be able to do it. As for this game, I'm a piece up. I'm very good being a piece up. I would say I'm in the top 20% of Banter Blitzes when it comes to positions a piece up against opponents that I outrate by like 1400 points. I'm not saying I'm the best, but I'm pretty good in these situations. It's a bit of, yeah, a niche skill. Is niche English? Probably. But it is one of the things that I have mastered in many years of hard training. One day we should do the origin story, like a Batman Begins kind of thing. How I learned to convert these extra pieces. Did I just compare myself to Batman? Probably did. But I meant the good Batman, the Christian Bale, not the... Who's a bad Batman? Adam West? No, Adam West was great. Maybe... Who was the worst Batman? Michael Keaton? No, I like Michael Keaton. Probably Clooney. Now, didn't Clooney have this weird... Or Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck's in the running. Clooney had this weird nipple Batman costume, right? I think so. Gimme more things for the logicians. Because, logically speaking, I should take all your pieces so they cannot hurt me, while I keep all my pieces so they can hurt you. Makes perfect sense to me. Freddy the Pawn says, I was born in Essex. I sound like Lawrence. Is that a thinly veiled... Is it veiled or veiled? I always get that wrong. I think it's veiled. And brag or an apology, Freddy? Looks like Michael Keaton was great. Yeah, I agree. We should not trash Michael Keaton. He's great whatever he does. He's been in Spotlight, Birdman, new Spider-Man. Can't argue with Mr. Keaton. Why is this game still going? Don't I, like, am I not up a bunch of piece sets? Mikhailo Granik says, the only Batman I watched is Christian Bale, and he was okay. I find that a shocking statement, Mikhailo. Between you and me, how can you not have studied all the great Batmans that came before and after Christian Bale? I believe For the Logicians did resign, yep, so I want a chess game of chess, which is something that never gets old. Actually, kind of does. Let's play another one, though. This site is acting very slowly. Very slowly. Gustafsson is asking, is there anybody here who has an official feeder rating? I do have an official feeder rating. Doesn't like everybody have an official feeder rating these days? I mean, after you took part in one tournament, you do have an official feeder rating, right? I would think so, at least. My phone does something, but what is not happening is... no, here we are. I was gonna say, the site is not allowing me to start a new game, but now I can start another one against Mr. Skyfu. Is that like some sort of kung fu? Some heavenish kung fu? Skyfu? No, I don't want a board. What's going on? I don't know. Skyfu. He says, hi Jan, hi Skyfu. He plays the move e6, which is probably my least favorite opening in the whole wide world. But still, it's a dirty job. Somebody's gotta do it, beating the Rubinstein French. And I have a feeling Skyfu is one of these... he's one of these Richard Rapport followers. He's gonna go gf6. No, I was wrong again. What is this line? I'm not familiar with this, but I was hoping I could trap his queen with bishop g5. Looks like that's not happening, so... I am already mildly depressed about life, this position. Pretty much anything that happened so far and that will happen after this. What are people telling me on the phone? CD4, I can recapture, right? Please don't take my pieces, but I have a feeling that if you were to take here, I could give a check And after that check, his queen would be gonzo. I will continue to use that tactic to, I don't know, move my pieces out. Gustafsson was asking, I was wondering why the online ratings are always so overrated compared to official ratings. I believe that's because you have a higher K factor in online play. You probably also play more games than official ratings. And on Chess24 at least, I'm not sure if that's the case everywhere, you win 1 point no matter what. So if I defeat, let's say, Skyfu, I will get 1 point, which with 1,000 points difference probably inflates the ratings of the stronger players because you always get rewarded for winning one game. Does that make sense? I'll operate under the assumption it makes sense. Can I take this? I'm not sure, but if I don't take it, I'll never find out. And I do not want to miss out on a chance of having grabbed a pawn. Later, having to look into the mirror and say, I could have taken this e6 pawn, but I did not dare. That is something that would not allow me to sleep well at night. I'm not sure if for years, but certainly weeks. So had I played c3 and then spotted I could have gone knight takes e6, taken this French pawn, I would never have gotten over it. The point was that if he takes on e3, knight takes f8, and the bishop goes somewhere, I was hoping that my knight could return into the game via the glorious h7 square. What we've got now is failure to communicate. But I will keep milking this little trick that he can't take because of bishop h7, which we've already discussed plenty over the course of this game. Should I go f4? Why not? After queen d5, I'm gonna have to keep in mind that if he takes it with check, all my bishop h7 trickery will not be enough. And probably remove the bishop or do something else. Well, queen g4 feels like this bishop might end up being a little cut off from the rest of his troops after f5, and I am planning to chase it with h3 and g4. Knight c6 is possible, but just bishop c3. The end is near for Skyfu. Still haven't established what Skyfu means. He's in deep thought. He will probably play rook e8. Oh no, he goes g6, but okay, that is sort of agony. Does free the bishop, but at what price? At what price, Skyfu? Bishop g6 was a decent move as well, but I thought this rook might have a decent... Am I overusing the word decent? Nah, I'm a decent user. Alright, where's the checkmate? Rook anywhere, king f8, rook f1, he still has bishop f5. Of course I could go rook f4 and just take the bishop. But do I want to do that? Maybe just make a quiet little move? Probably not the best, but probably good enough. Threatening? I'm not sure. I must be threatening something. Rook g7, rook f8. Many a threat, and yeah, Skyfu has seen enough. Well, it's being pointed out to me, which of course I missed, that f6 would have kept the bishop alive. Good point. And you can see I'm very sharp as always. Yeah, f6 of course opens the escape route for the bishop. I'm still in pretty good shape after bishop c4 check, bishop e6 and so on, but I am not winning a piece. Anyway, thanks for the game, Mr. Skyfu. I will once again have to use my expert blah blah skills to overcome the fact that I can't start a new game yet, but sooner or later I shall be able to do so. So what can I tell you about, I don't know, chess? You guys watching the Sinkfield Cup? I've been watching a bit. I've been doing my little highlight videos. Yeah, not much. Magnus won a convincing game against Kayakin, or at least much more convincing than the one that he won in Norway chess. So, too early to say, of course, but it does feel like Mr. Carlsen might be in good shape. Aronian's defeat against Caruana was a bit weird, a bit shocking. Aronian just blundered on move 40. But it's still very early to determine anything. Nepomniachtchi seems to, have gone into the tournament on tilt already. Made, I don't know, some serious blunders very early on in both of his games. So yeah, that was a bit confusing. I'm also very confused why I can't start a new game. I want to play another game, but will I be able to do it? What do I have to do? Dum, dum, dum. We will never know. Galactic says, I watched until 3 a.m. today. You're a sick man, Galactic. I watched until, I don't know, 1 maybe? But then I thought, okay, Fabi's gonna win this, and I did not stick around till the very end. Speaking of sticking around till the very end, it's gonna be a hard Banter Blitz show if I can't start another game. What's going on? People, tell me what's up. It's all so confusing. It was all a dream. Fun, fun, fun when you're sitting here and clicking buttons. What is happening? Chess we've covered. Who's playing in the sync field today? I'll check that out. I have seen the Planet of the Apes movie. It's pretty good. You want to be an ape, not a donkey, is the lesson that I learned. I don't want to spoil it, but it's good. It's like, looks like a proper blockbuster. Amazing special effects. They really spent the money. And it turns out I'm not freaked out by speaking apes. I do not enjoy the work of speaking horses. Like watching BoJack Horseman really was tough for me. And in general, I have a bit of an issue with speaking animated animals. Like the Jungle Book, not a fan. Like this Ka weirded me out. What's the dude, the Eddie Murphy movie where he talks to animals? The Nutty Professor also didn't do it for me. But this one, completely fine with talking apes. I'm also completely fine with starting another game, but maybe someone is gonna have to help me out here, because I don't know, I'm stuck. It doesn't allow me to accept another challenge. Should I check my phone? Are people aware of stuff? And what are we talking about in the chat? Trieste is only in season 1 of Game of Thrones? What are you doing with your life, Trieste? No, actually, it's good. It's one of the few joys in life to be late to the party. Now you have like 7 seasons of binge watching, or 6 seasons of binge watching that you can get through. And yeah, you'll have fun. The commutator has the same issue with animals, which is good. Stream is dead the whole day. Let me listen, guys. Cure, refresh. Punter 99. I'm disappointed you didn't analyze the end game. Yeah, so sorry to let you down, Punter. And I'm hearing other people have this problem as well. Is there something going on the site? Let me try again. Oh, it looks like we're back in business. Or are we? Challenges. I have some challenges. And I am a little challenged as well. Did it work? Did it work? I only have an hour, so if at this speed... Oh, this is a nice screen capture too. But I'll work around that. Hang on. Ugh, it's all so confusing. We're almost back on track, don't you worry. I'm actually playing a game. No, the only challenge left is how to bring it up. Ha! Tech-Jan is doing amazing work. Then the window disappeared again. But looks like we're back in business and we're playing the good old London system. What's more fun than playing the London system every day? People are thinking like this is some type of new eternal life elixir. Finally, we can play chess without having to learn all these boring d4, c4 openings. We can just play d4, bishop f4, e3, c3 and take it from there. The site is acting up a bit though. I'm not sure I'll be able to make it through this game. My apologies, this was not what I had intended for today. But it looks like... Is this my internet? Is the show stable? I don't know what's going on. It told me I was disconnected. And now when I'm refreshing stuff... here we are. This looks like it's gonna be a challenging day. What did I give in my series? I think I gave CD. Check out my new... Or well, it's not new anymore. But my video series on the London system and other random d4 sidelines. I gave bishop d6 and CD followed by knight h5 as the two main lines. I still stand behind those. This looks a little goofy putting the knight on h5, but there was a certain logic to the madness. And here, I think, is this the position where you go f5, f4? Let's hope it is. I'm not sure it is. But there was one line where you could go for a very quick f5 and then f4 push. Similar to some game by Geary versus So, or maybe it is some game Geary versus So, but I'm not sure if this was the exact position. Still, it's one of the ideas of having a knight on h5. You can push your pawn up the board. Knight e5, still f4, I guess is the point. Normally one should not guess these things, but either think about them or know them. But I do have a feeling that this is very, very similar to how that Geary game proceeded. Now I have a choice between bishop e5, de, queen b6, which looks logical, or knight e5, de, bishop c5. Not sure which one's better. I wouldn't be too surprised if I actually analyze this position, but I can't remember things, as we all know. Knight e5, de, rook f5 also looks possible. Bishop e5, de, queen b6, long castles. Not that clear, is it? I'll go for this. Rook f5 or bishop c5. I'm not... Well, I always doubt whatever I would have done. I would have doubted that very instant, but I'm not sure this is the ideal solution. Doesn't feel like, to be perfectly frank. I must have missed something. Anyway. Long castles is what he should do. Well, probably take on e3. With unclear consequences. Chess player 007 is confirming it's the Geary game. Bishop g2 is a mistake. And that's what I thought I was recalling as well. But you know how it is, like all the space that I'm saving for this brain space that is occupied by Planet of the Apes, War of the Planet of the Apes, Return to the Planet of the Apes, the Koba versus Caesar battle, the Godfather 2 part of Planet of the Apes. Like, you can't have all that stuff and then no details on the London system. I should rewatch my own opening series more often. Still, looks like Sarah is surprised too. I'm not sure if knight e5 was the clean way, or maybe bishop e5, queen b6. Both look good. But this is where we're at. He goes knight f1. I can still go queen b6 if I were so inclined. Why not? Let's get some pieces out. I don't think he should stay passive forever. If he plays queen e2, let's say bishop d7, the going can get tough at some point. Because knight f1, not exactly an active move. Makes it very hard to develop the rest of the game. Hammer Storm Ulf says Jan is down on time sometimes, but he always catches up. Yeah, the point is to not think. Just, blitz out moves, bishop d7. Then when your opponent thinks, normally the clock situation changes in your favor. I have many options. Bishop b5 look good as well, but I don't really want to help him to untangle this mess on whatever that side of the board is called. I think it's fine to just keep probing a little bit, improve my position. I'm sure there's already tactical opportunities that I'm missing, but I'm not that desperate, really. My position is just so nice. Whoa! Did not see that coming. I am not gonna lie, but is it any good? Let's think this through. Don't feel like thinking it through. Bishop b5 is one move, e d5 is another move. Bishop b5, bishop e6, queen e6, queen b5. I can take on d5. Rook d6, bishop e2 doesn't work either, so he has to go c4, ed, cb. What's that position? I don't know. I'll be honest, it did throw me off guard, this rook takes d5. I thought my position was pretty much winning on autopilot. Well, no, it became a bit of a mess, and I'm gonna have to calculate, which, yeah, not my favorite pastime, but the position still looks very, very good. Can I go here? Winning by pinning? Don't see why not. Triesta saying, did folks see that 9 out of 10 of Carlsen's last moves yesterday were Stockfish's first choice? What are you saying, Triesta? Are you saying the world champion of chess, under the right circumstances, is able to produce a bunch of good moves in a row? But yeah, it was a nice game. I can't remember. Well, the position in the end wasn't complicated, but he still did execute very precisely, just like I did against Serrer, who ran into trouble early. Yeah, you should watch my video series for details. All these tricks how to get a good position with black, if I weren't spoiling them in every other Banter Blitz show. For the price of only $9.95 or whatever it costs, I don't really know, per month, you get access to that video series and literally thousands of others. Some of them by people who are actually good at it. See, when I'm plugging mode, I really have to cough. So what was I saying? Yeah, go premium, you get access to all the great series by Yusupov, Dvoretsky, Vishy Anand, Hu Yifan, who just won Beal, yours truly, Peter Svidler, many, many others. And it's the price of whatever, not even the price of a pizza per month, because pizzas cost more money these days. It's a hard knock life when they charge you like 13 euros for a pizza. Let's play, I don't know who, Frank 1703. Frankie boy, are you with us? e4, c5. That is a decent move, but I am still working on being the first 2600 rated Grandmaster that picks up the Banco, no, what's called the Mora Gambit at age, I'm not going to reveal my age, at age 24, teaches it all to himself and makes it a deadly weapon. Never gonna happen. I don't really think the Mora is any good. But if it scares people into giving me that pawn back, I like having my pawn back, then why not? Now we get some, or whatever you call this, Marozzi setup structure, where I'm always slightly concerned that they go bishop c3 and take all my weak pawns. But not concerned enough to do something about it. a6 feels like it might weaken this square a little bit, so knight d5. Going for a quick bishop e3 strikes me as a logical idea. e6 is of course legal, but slightly weakening as well. Generally in these positions, I don't know, blah blah blah, e6 weakens, d6 pawn. I'm not that sure it was worth spending all these tempi to provoke e6, to be honest. And I think I should go back, now at least with the d6 pawn weakened. Bishop takes c3 is no longer really an option. But I'm having second thoughts about having spent like 18 tempi to provoke e6. h6, he wants to go g5, and why not? But I want to take his pawn, or force him to play e5, which is not the end of the world, unfortunately, because after bishop e3 he could go bishop g4, fight for the d4 square, but still e5 is typically not something you want to do in these structures. So I thought it was worth asking some questions before all this g5 business happened. Knight e5 is also a legal move, when I guess I'm just gonna take queen b6. Can you do that? Does not strike me as a legal move, to be honest with you. Now knight a4 and d6 will probably drop. So we'll find out. Huh? Gimme. I want to put the lotion in the basket and my knight on b6, which probably ends the game. After rook d8, the greediest way to play is bishop c7, trying to grab the exchange, but it might be one of the rare situations where I should curb my greed for a moment and go after bigger gains like knight c4. Ooh, b8 I can just take. Or I can take here. So many things up for grabs. I could take here too. I can't decide. Decisions are very tough. But yeah, I am completely winning, so it was a bit of a luxury problem to have. Yeah, the Aronian profile that you're talking about in the chat was good. Bottom line, kids fear the ones that are savages. And Aronia is not gonna let anybody take his food from him. He's been doing well, and he's always been a good interview. He is a very witty guy. I don't know what to do. I'm a piece up. So once again, my core skill of being a piece up against opponents that I do outrate by around 1400 points should save the day for me. But I'm strangely undecisive or indecisive. Whichever word is the word. I can't even form coherent sentences. Sometimes I get very upset at both my own robotic verbal cadence, like adding the words without any like melody in between, and my lack of... no, it sounds like I'm fishing for compliments now. I'm aware my English is quite good, but it's still, yeah, I get annoyed at stuff. Give me that bishop. Maybe I will be slightly less annoyed after capturing the bishop. What are we talking about? Chat is talking about Lawrence. Did he lose his last game again? I'm not sure if I'm up to date. I saw he started fairly terrible, then he won a couple games and was back to +1. Not sure. Is that still the status quo? Looks like Frank 1703 had seen enough after queen d2 pinning his bishop and resigned. Thanks for the game, Frank. That's supposed to be a good movie, Frank. I haven't seen it. It's this guy Michael Fassbender wearing a bag over his head the whole movie. Is that it? Let's play. Ooh, so strong. Denise Richards. 2695. That is very strong. No. We're still discussing Levon. Triesta is saying he seems like the mildest barbarian of all time. He's generally very mild, man, but it's in there. It's in there. What is this position? Beneath. E4 is a move here, right? Oh, E5. I don't know, E5. Can I go F4? Nah, it looks ridiculous. I'll be humble and just go G3, Bishop G2, play some sort of whatever they call this, Botvinnik system? Do they call this Botvinnik system? I'm not sure if this is what they call it. Looks fairly healthy for black, to be honest with you. But since I am a tempo up, since he had to spend 2 moves to move his e-pawn, it also looks quite playable for me. As far as I know, the general plan in such positions is to go... he goes bishop h5. So aggressive, wants to checkmate me. Denise, what have I done to deserve this? Bishop g5 or h3? I'll go bishop g5, looks logical. Let's see if he follows through. Goes h4, then bishop h4, rook h4, gh, knight somewhere. Looks like decent compensation, actually. I'm gonna have to think. If I want to chicken out after h4, I could also go gh4. Just leave this bishop alive. Maybe that's actually a bad choice. Or I could ignore Harry the h-pawn. I should stop calling it Harry. Who's calling it Harry? Simon Williams? He named him Harry? I can't even pronounce Harry. I want to say Harry, because that's how we would pronounce it in German, but then I think that sounds awkward. So it's like some weird mix of Harry and Harry. Harry. And yeah, it's the worst of both worlds. But I've decided that gh4 is what the cool kids do in this position. Not quite sure what he wants to do. He should try to... This is a legal move. He should try to challenge my bishop on g5 somehow. That's not so easy. Like queen d7 and tending knight h7 makes a lot of sense. Now, why did I blitz up queen d2? Maybe I should have gone knight d5. But hindsight is 20/20. I'll go here. But no, that was a bad move. I'm really playing badly. Now you can take and go knight e7. That was weird. Ugh. Knight d4 also a good move. I don't like it when I play badly. It upsets me. Now I'm in trouble. Because f6 followed by rook h4 is coming and my king is not ideal. Still drifting. But no, bishop e3 I actually can defend. Not sure if I can defend the position, but the decision I can defend. After rook h4, I have some bishop d4, ed, queen g5 business maybe. And after bishop e3, I can think about fe3. After rook h4, I don't know. Do something. Let's see how this turns out. It's a very weird position. I should also try not to blunder my queen after rook h7. Goes rook h5. Do I take here? I'm very greedy. He wants to castle queenside and checkmate me. I really want to take pawns. I'm a little scared of getting checkmated. But might as well. Should I take more pawns? Nah, at some point it will be too much. Must look out a little bit for my own poor king. Bishop h3 looks normal, then rook f2 was my plan. And hopefully I'll survive. Maybe I won't, then I'll be very upset. Cranky, whiny. Rook h8. Any threats? If there are no threats, you know what's going to happen. I'll take more pawns. Queen d4. What do you want to do? Bishop g2, rook g2, queen h3. No real threats, are there? I'm not sure. I might have to curb my greed at some point. But it's so tempting to take all these pawns. That's not a creepy sound at all, is it? Can I go here? We will find out eventually. I want to give it a little check here. He probably has to go king d8, then queen b8, queen c8 takes, king takes. But generally, the exchange of queens should be in my favor because I have more pawns. Here we go. Bishop c8. I was anticipating king c8. Let's still go king h1. Maybe, why not unpin? What's the pawn situation? Do I have 2 extra pawns? I think it's 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 2. That's good news. So I should try not to blunder anything. Go bishop e2, rook g1. Stabilize. And then the pawns should do the dirty work. Normally, whenever they write these smart books on endgame technique, every conversion plan always starts with exchange 1 pair of rooks. So I'll try to do that. Exchange 1 pair of rooks. If he goes bishop e8, I won't be able to do it. Then I'm going to have to think about a new plan. Will be very upsetting. But for now, my plan is to exchange 1 pair of rooks by going rook g8 check. And Denise has seen enough yet, 2 pawns down. It's not a great position, even though I would have tried bishop e8 and continued a bit. But yeah. That was a weird game. I think I played quite badly somewhere. Now gh4 I can still get behind, but somewhere around here I should be a lot more precise. I don't know. h3. Maybe it was all a bit dodgy. What I did. I'm trying to establish this pawn grabber reputation at very high prices somehow. Anyway, thanks for the game, Denise. And sorry for any Denise Richard jokes I might have made or might not have made. I can't remember. I probably did. So, do we have our good old situation that the thingy-leggy? No, I can play another game. Let's do it. What about Merkel? Merkel. Angela Merkel. Is that funny to you, Merkel? Probably not that funny, right? Talking more random nonsense today than normally. Like, I'm never quite sure how my nonsense filter is adjusted on any given day. Oh, this is exciting. I'm rated 3000 and he's rated 2000. So this is like T2000 versus T3000 on the dot. He is exactly 2/3 the player that I am. But he might not be here. And you know what they say in chess? The greatest ability is availability. And you're not here, Merkel. So I'm gonna have to find somebody else. I'm so sorry. But who can I play? Is there anybody that can fill Merkel's shoes? The CDU thinks no. Let's play Mutineer instead. Ambitious Pawn has a question. He's saying, Dear Jan, I was wondering, is probably what he means, if you would hand out some honorary titles like PM. PM sounds dirty already. Like, or CM. Patsa Master. CM has already taken its candidate master. Probably FIDE can sue me if I start handing out CM titles. And it's not like me to invent fake characters and give them fake CM titles. Mutineer is not here either, busy with his mutiny. Didn't we have this the other day already? I have a feeling we've been through this before, Mutineer, you and I. Me accepting your challenge, you letting me down, breaking my heart, not feeding my hunger for a fresh chess game. And then I have to play against Wolverine number 6. I'll be honest with you, Wolverine number 6. I don't like Wolverines. I'm a friend of the Honey Badger. The Wolverine, I've watched my fair share of Wolverine versus Honey Badger fights online. You guys normally aren't doing very well. Of course you can always say, but I'm an X-Man. Oh, come on. Does everybody have to play the London system? Like, it's not like me to complain about people playing the same boring opening every day. Like, we are 8,000 episodes in of me playing Pawn Knight f3 followed by c4. But at some point, even I get tired of this on-flux. Is that even a word? Probably not. Constant London system overkill. What haven't I done yet? b6. Why not b6? I could have played d5, transposed back to Grunfeld territory. But how bad can b6 really be? Wolverine number 6. How bad can it be? Will we find out? Bishop f3 is actually not a dumb plan. I don't dislike it. Can I go d5? Probably means I have to give up the c7 pawn. Yeah, it doesn't look great. So what can I do? Do I have to take? I don't really want to do that either. I can't think of a good move. I concede that knight c6 was not number 1 on my list of moves. It was found by the beautiful process of don't really like anything else, so let's do that one. Influx, is that the word I was looking for? What did I say? Onflux? And player number 5 keeps asking, are we just your chess punching bags, Jan? Not really, I just enjoy playing a friendly game of Banter Blitz and I dislike losing, but no, I've never seen anybody of you beloved people as a chess punching bag. Player number 5 asks if GM stands for Grab Pawn Master. No, it stands for Grandmaster. Not Grandmaster, as people sometimes think. That's a Game of Thronesy thing, but Grandmaster. Where do I go? E5, A5? A5 is too decentralized for me. I'll go to E5. Wolverine number 6 so far is playing well. I'm not sure how to evaluate this position. I don't like my position, but I don't like his position that much either. Looks like my 2 bishops should give me enough dynamic business to be kind of okay at least. E4 is not forced, but it looks, once again, looks logical to open the position up a bit. I'll get the b2 pawn, so it really is just a pawn swap. And I thought it might be a decent decision, even though now that I look at this position I created, I no longer like it. The knight comes to d4. My bishop on b7 is a bit passive. Not so sure this was great. But I'm always very whiny about all my decisions, as we know. h4! Whoa! That is asking for trouble, Wolverine. You can't just try to checkmate me with your own king in the middle of the board. I'm not going to be able to do it. XX Clemens XX says, I don't like your style of playing, Jan. Just crush your opponents and stop grabbing pawns. I'm so sorry, XX Clemens XX. This is the only way I know how to crush my opponents. And also it takes 2 to grab a pawn. Like, you don't have to give me all your pawns. But I do recall that I played a game against Clemens where I did take all his pawns. Maybe he's still a bit salty about it. But yeah, I'm very sorry that I'm not better at crushery. Ambitious Pawn is saying, I think Jan reserves his table at the restaurant that way. Wait, what way? As GM Gustafsson? Yes, I call the restaurant and say, can you reserve, with my German accent, can you reserve a table for one? I don't have any friends. A table for one at 8 p.m. for GM Gustafsson, please. Thank you. Even my German accent sucks. As for the position, I like my position now. Because his king is in the center. Could have gone queen b4 check, but doesn't really feel necessary. His king is probably better on f1 than on wherever. There you go. He goes king f1 deliberately. And wow, more hate for my playing style. Now, hate is too strong. Constructive criticism. Jan's style of play is a bit joyless. Then again, whom needs joy when you have a 3000 rating on C24? I'm not sure the 3000 rating on C24 is such a big source of joy. But, nah, I'm not gonna defend my playing style. I'll just, I make whatever moves I consider best. And I'm sorry if you're not entertained. I'm not that entertained either. Who am I kidding? I shouldn't get all upset about this. I hear you. What can I do? Can I checkmate him somehow? Now I feel a lot of pressure to do something spectacular. The drama, a fake queen sacrifice. Basil Kopsachil is asking, Jan, have you ever played Carlsen or Naka? I'm only answering this question because it gives me a chance to brag. I've never played Carlsen, and I did defeat Hikaru in the only game we ever played a long time ago. So yeah, I did play Naka. I did not play Magnus. Galactic is informing us Lawrence sacrificed a pawn and is worse now. I'll check back in with that game as soon as I get a chance. By saying check back in, I mean check in for the very first time. What else is happening? Ambitious Pawn says there was funny. Speaking of German, Atomic Blonde is not good. I don't think it's supposed to be good, right? It's supposed to be this sort of John Wick movie. You just want to be along for the ride and watch Charlize Theron fight scenes. What's wrong with that? But I haven't seen it, so I can't judge. Bunch of movies I still want to see. Like I said, Planet of the Apes thing is good. Pawn grabbing. The Dunkirk I thought was good. I still have not seen Baby Driver, which I want to watch. Rook D1 check was quite possible as well. I also want to... I don't want to see that badly, but I will probably watch Valyrian. Because I heard that Valyrian steel is a good thing to be around in the first place. Wolverine number 6, Lost on Time. Since you guys are calling me a one-trick pony that only grabs pawns, I can also win on time. I gotta defend my honor here. I do have 2 MOs. I can't flag you or take your pawns. Here's Ivan number 1. And XX Clemens XX asked, you did beat Naka for real? We're not gonna become friends, Clemens, are we? Look it up, I took one of his pawns. S. Estesis says, Jan, you are indomitable. Indubitably. Player number 5 says, nice defense. Did I defend? I don't know. Is this theory? I have a feeling you can probably go queen d4. Knight d4 cannot be a bad move either, but queen d4, I like centralizing my queen when given the chance. Knight c6, bishop b5, bishop d7. I guess you take. I've seen something like this. Knight c6 here, bishop d7 takes, maybe bc, or bishop c6, bishop g5, put the rooks in the middle, not sure. Knight d7, but now my queen is still very much in business. I'm being informed. Queen takes d4 was played by Knightage in the Bundesliga. Boom. Can't take here. Requires calculation. King s7, knight g5, king g6, knight e6, queen g8. Nah, I'll try to grab one of his pawns instead. Oh, I'm gonna have to wrap up soon already, as I said, today. Bit of a quickie session. Because the weekend is coming, getting guests, all the good stuff. What else? I'm not sure if I'll do my highlight videos, but I'll stick around for Sinkfield. I'll do something. We'll find out. c5, queen d3, c4. No threats yet, are there? That is a decent move. I was just thinking what to do about it. Because now c4, I'm struggling with the th again. Now c4 is a bit of a threat, and I can't really see anything better than doing this, which should leave me hopefully a bit better, because this pawn will be weak, but not sure. I should probably try to sit up straight for like at least 4 minutes of this show. Starting now. Let's check the clock. 17:58. What time zone am I in? GMT plus 2? CET? I never know. Anyway, 4 minutes to go. I'm not sure myself if the camera froze or if it's just me. Hmm. 96 was actually a bit stupid. I think this works, but who knows? King g7, knight e4, queen somewhere, knight d6, and if he recaptures f5 is hanging. So, should work, but you can never be sure. What can you be? Should work. Still coffee in this mug. If I hold like this, there's not a lot in there. Should I spill it on the table? I don't know, it's a bit disgusting. But it's not much. Not just like Ivan number 1. Ivan number 1 does not have a lot of time left, but there is still a little zip in there. And I am saved by the bell once again. Thanks for the game, Mr. Ivan. Alright, last game. I need a quick one. A lot of non-premium challenges. Not allowed to accept those. So sorry, dear boys. Let's play our old friend Moritz Jankowski. Been around for a while, if I'm not mistaken. Hurry up, Moritz. He goes e4. I will play Das Sicilian. Whoa, another gambeteer. I'm very gun shy of taking any more pawns today, so I'll do this, which is part of my more or less regular repertoire too, so it's not like I'm going to great length here to do something special. Bishop e2 I've never seen. Don't know what that's about. I guess I'll just develop some pieces. Is this all normal? Moritz is playing all these moves very confidently. Like, I can't see him, but I have a feeling he's sitting there acting very confidently, following stuff he's seen before. Bishop d2, knight c3. This is all part of Moritz's master plan. Well, I'm just along for the ride. Now my phone is ringing, which means I probably at least should lose if I were to answer it. I'm not sure. Nah, I still lost technically, I guess. I'm not sure how the Banter Blitz rules for ringing phones are, but I have a feeling there should be harsh punishments. Queen d5, bishop c4. Is my queen in trouble? Hopefully not yet. Still, Moritz is doing fine. Bishop to c3. Like sometimes this e5 pawn and the d5 square can turn out to be weaknesses, but here white is very well coordinated. So I think white is actually slightly better with all this extra space. I have to find a good square for my queen, which is not so easy. So yeah, so far, very good game by Mr. Jankowski. Maybe I should have like bailed out with some knight d4 at some point. But instead, I will just continue tumbling along. Is tumbling a word? I'm aware it's slightly mispronounced, but continue to stumble. I think I was looking for stumble, not tumble. Sometimes one tumbles into stumbles. I don't like my position. I really don't. All right, must think. 94, knight takes d4 is not a great idea. Can't think of a good move. I'm feeling I'm also dangerously close to blundering some piece around here. But hopefully not happening yet. My structure is very sound, but I need to solve the problem of where to put my queen. Even if I could put it on a8, that would be progress. Or a8 or d7. Or take a timeout and go h6. h6 I'm also not sure about. Queen c4. So aggressive, Moritz. Don't hurt me. No more. No Moritz. Still not really getting anywhere, are we? I gotta take. a4. Now it feels like something good might happen. Knight d4, bishop d1. He's still pretty much hanging in there. Knight e1 is less good. Because now the queen is in trouble. Sorry, Moritz Jankowski. That's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, for partaking, for, you know, all the good stuff. See you in the Sinkfield Cup chat, or I don't know where. And wise last words, wise last words. I got nothing. Gotta run. Cheers.